Today I'm gonna take a long walk together with this new but still old macro lens. This is the Laowa 90mm, a classic, considered one of the world's best macro lenses. But now they have made a version for Micro Four Thirds, which was not available before. And it is essentially the same lens as earlier optically, I think. We're gonna test that today. But one minor difference is that it is a few millimeters smaller. It is 100 grams lighter, and it has electronic aperture control. So you control the aperture from your camera and you cannot control it on the lens. Of course, this is a fully manual lens, although it has an electronic chip for the aperture control. So you will not be able to do any automated focus stacking. It could still be an interesting lens. It is so much cheaper than the OM system 90mm. And in this video I'm just going to take a long walk with this lens, taking lots of photos, showing you them, discussing the image quality and how the lens is to use and who it could be for and what alternatives there are if you're considering buying this lens. So let's go for a walk. It's a very grey day outside today. Maybe not the most ideal weather for macro photography, but we'll see what we can do. I like taking photos of stuff like that. Can often make for a nice minimalist composition. And doing manual focus with this lens is actually very easy because it is electronically coupled, so it sends a signal to the camera when I'm turning the focusing ring, and then I can set the camera to zoom in on the center of the frame when I'm turning the focusing ring, so I can see exactly when it is sharp. So it's actually quite joyful to focus with this. I think actually the feeling of using a manual focus lens on the Micro Four Thirds camera is more enjoyable than using an autofocus lens. Then of course autofocus is very often a lot more competent at getting the focus exactly right, especially if it is a fast moving situation. But the feeling of using manual focus, I think it is so rewarding and nice. Big rock from the Ice Age. We have a lot of these in Sweden. When the ice melted, it left after it these big rocks that it had picked up. An even nicer minimalist composition. Let's see what we can do with that one. One of my goals as a photographer is to be able to go out in any weather, in any place and situation, and still be able to take photos that I find nice. And to be able to do that, you often have to adapt to the circumstances and try to see what can we find today that is beautiful. And today it's a very grey, dark, boring day, but we can still find some interesting compositions thanks to the snow, for example, because it creates a lot of negative space, so we can make these minimalist compositions. It's been such a long time since I took a really long photo walk. I actually think the last time was like Tokyo in December, so it was like 2 or 3 months ago. I have really missed it, although I didn't realize that until I did this walk today. Okay, so we reached the entrance to the nature reserve, Tyresta. I walked here many times. I really love this nature reserve, probably the best one we have in Stockholm. I try to take different routes every time to get a little bit of variation. This particular route that I'm walking today, I have walked it once before in a video, but that was in like summer or early autumn, so I've never walked this in winter. So we actually have some flying insects here. See if I can get closer. Okay, they are pretty skittish. They flew away. I'm not sure of what they are called, but they are sometimes active in the snow when it is a bit warmer, like today it's plus 2 or 3 degrees. Where did they go? Okay, they are sitting here somewhere, but I cannot spot them right now. Okay, here is another one. Trying to find focus here. No, he flew away. I hope I will get the chance to photograph one of these today. Was a cute little scene, I think. I find these patterns here in the eyes very pleasing to the eye. Also this silhouette of the fallen tree, very nice. "90mm on Micro Four Thirds is a focal length that corresponds to 180mm on full frame. So it's very tight. Can of course be very useful if you're shooting like butterflies or skittish insects and you want some distance. Or if you're doing like general wildlife and want good reach. But if you're trying to shoot like landscapes, it can be difficult because it is such a long focal length. But in this particular situation it is nice because the landscape I want to photograph is far away. Okay, so I didn't manage to film it, but I got a shot of one of these flying insects that are active here in the snow. I didn't get a good shot, but at least maybe it's enough to identify it. So if you know the species, please tell me in the comments. It would be fun to know. But yeah, they are very, very skittish, so it's hard to get close without them just flying away. We have some water drops here. Gonna try to take a photo. Can sometimes be a very nice photo, even though usually it's not that nice when it's hanging from a thick log like this one. But let's try. Okay, I need faster shutter speed. Gonna increase the ISO just a little bit. To get the focus right requires a lot of concentration. These are actually some of the nicest photos I've shot in a long time. That I'm very happy with this one. I'm decreasing magnification just a slight bit because it was a little bit too tight. Then I want to go into manual mode so I can make sure the shutter speed is always enough, because when you have auto shutter speed it can be hard to control it, and then it often goes to like 1/60th, and that is too little. I love how the drop looks kind of dark and the background is white. Almost looks like an inverted photo. I always try to have a shutter speed of at least 1/250th when I'm shooting freehand macro of a fairly still subject like this one, and that's usually enough. Lower than 1/250th, usually you get some motion blur unless you're lucky. It's so satisfying when you turn the fully manual focusing ring and when you hit that point where it's just knife, razor sharp. I have missed that feeling because I've used the M.Zuiko 90mm a lot, and with that one I often use autofocus, and even when I use the manual focus on that lens, it's not true manual focus, it's electronically coupled. So I have missed that feeling of like using true manual focus. It's really nice. It's so much fun to photograph water drops hanging like this from twigs. Okay, so my impression so far of the Laowa 90mm for Micro Four Thirds is that it's a great lens. It's fun to use, high build quality, nice with the electronic aperture control. Image quality seems excellent. My only question is, why would anyone buy this instead of just getting the Laowa 50mm? Because that lens is about the same price, maybe even cheaper, and it is so much tinier and more lightweight than this lens. And it's optimized for Micro Four Thirds, it has excellent image quality, and it also has 2x magnification. The only thing you win by buying this one is that you get a longer focal length. And for me personally, that is not important at all. Actually, I prefer a shorter focal length in macro photography because for me it's much easier to find the subject in the viewfinder at high magnifications, and it's much easier to focus stack and stuff like that. So I guess this lens is probably only for the people who really value the long focal length. And if you do that, it's probably a lot better idea to buy the OM 90mm, which is very similar but lighter and has autofocus so that you can do automated focus bracketing. That one, of course, is a lot more expensive. The Laowa is $500, very affordable, while the M.Zuiko 90mm from OM System is around $1,600, so like 3 times the price. Okay, I think that's it for the outdoors part of this video. I don't want to make it too long. Now let's leave over to indoors Micael, who will talk about the image quality of the photos I have taken, and also who this lens is for and who it is not for. Thank you for that, outdoors Micael. One interesting comparison is, of course, the M.Zuiko 90mm versus the Laowa 90mm. As you can see, they are pretty similar in size, although the Laowa is a bit fatter, it has a broader diameter, and the Laowa is a little bit shorter in length. And of course, the biggest difference is that the Laowa does not have autofocus, so you cannot use it for focus stacking, automatic focus stacking. But on the other hand, the Laowa is like 1/3 of the price of the M.Zuiko. I also compared, just for fun, the working distance at high magnification macro photography, and at 2 times magnification, the Laowa actually has 1 centimeter more in working distance. It's around 8 centimeters compared to 7 centimeters on the M.Zuiko. I think this is probably because the length of the Laowa lens is a bit shorter. And at one-time magnification, the Laowa also has the upper hand, 10.5 centimeter working distance compared to 9.5 centimeters on the M.Zuiko. But as you can hear, not a huge difference, not something most people will even notice in regular macro photography. I also wanted to compare the image quality of these two lenses. So I used the same flash, the same settings, everything, and I took some pictures of this coin at 2x magnification. I used f7 as the aperture because that is typically a good aperture at 2x magnification, so you don't get too much diffraction. And an interesting observation was that I got a good regular exposure with a Laowa lens, but when I used the exact same settings and f7 in aperture, I actually got a much brighter image on the M.Zuiko. So, like, someone is lying about the aperture. My guess is that maybe Laowa is misestimating the aperture. So while it says f7 on the Laowa, I would guess that maybe it's more like f10 or something. And to make a fair comparison when it comes to the sharpness, I took some shots then with the M.Zuiko at f10. And if you compare the photos, I can't really tell the difference. Both are equally sharp, which is expected because both of these lenses are razor sharp world-class macro lenses. So my conclusion is that maybe the aperture is a bit mislabeled on one of these lenses. My guess would be the Laowa, but the image quality, it's just perfect on both of them. So that is not something I think you should consider when you compare these lenses. You should consider the price. You should consider whether you need autofocus or not. Those are more important considerations. I would just buy the Laowa 50mm if I wanted a cheap 2x magnification macro lens for Micro Four Thirds, because that one also has excellent image quality, but it is a lot smaller and more lightweight and therefore probably a lot more fun to use. And that's it for this review. Thank you for watching and see you soon again.